Hey everyone, Steve Gennaro, Dr. Steve Gennaro here. This is Humanities 4142, Contemporary Children's Culture. Welcome back. You've already watched the first video about, what's summer school about, how do I get acclimated to taking summer school and working online. You've gone to the York University website, you've watched the video, you read the articles about it, and you've even created your own YouTube video. Congratulations, you're officially on board now and in the course. Let's talk a little bit about the rest of the course itself, how you'll be evaluated, the books you need to read, what the deadlines and timelines look like, and how the course will actually work for this specific course, 4142, throughout the summer. So the first thing is you will complete the assignment, the one that we just talked about, and you'll turn that in. Now, originally it was supposed to be due the Friday of this week, the very first Friday of the course, but because there was some difficulty getting things up and running as fast as we would have liked with the university, etc., we're going to push that deadline back to Monday. So Monday will be the final day, Monday, May the 8th, to turn in your what is e-learning assignment, right, or your online learning assignment, and that is the YouTube video that you create, just like the one that I just showed you, where you tell me a bit about who you are and what courses you're taking and why you're taking this course, and what about e-learning for you and what does that mean for you and how will you engage with it, and just giving some insight about you and this course. So that's coming up. Monday, May the 8th is the last day to turn that in. You'll post the link for that directly into Moodle, into the forum that will say, e-learning forum, and that's it. And then you'll get a chance to see what everybody else in the class is doing as well and learn a little bit about your fellow classmates. And then you'll be ready to move into the rest of the course. So the rest of the course for you is one book. This whole summer we're dealing with one book, and it looks like this, and it's backwards. But it's John's story, and it's cultural theory and popular culture. And that's basically your course. That, plus the UNCRC, plus a couple spot lectures and articles, which I will add in addition to it, but I will post those online. And that's what we'll do to get us from point A to point B through this entire course. Your course works a little bit different maybe than any course you've taken before or what you're used to. So let me walk you through how this works. We'll begin with the UNCRC. So on May the 8th, I will post a video just like this with an article, with the link to the UNCRC, and with a task or assignment for you to do. That task will not be due the same week. It will not be due until the end of May. But what it will ask you to do is to think about the relationship between the UNCRC, between contemporary children's culture, or real children's lives and the expressions around real children's lives, and popular culture. And you will turn that first assignment in at the end of the month of May. So next week on the 8th of May, you will see a video like this and you will get your first real sort of task assignment. That task or assignment is worth 15% of your final grade. Okay? Once we'll spend the first week reading the UNCRC, thinking about the UNCRC, engaging with the UNCRC, and I'll set up a chat room where you can discuss with other students about the UNCRC and have some ideas where you can have some discussion back and forth. Then we will actually get into the John Story book itself. Your participation in the chat room and in the discussions will go towards 10% of your grade, which is based on your online participation. And that chat room and that forum for the UNCRC will stay open throughout the entire course. So as we read John's story on a week-to-week basis, whether we read chapter 1 or chapter 6 or chapter 10 or whatever chapter we're reading, I'm going to ask you to keep going back into that forum, that UNCRC forum, and posting some ideas or questions or discussion in there. And at the end of the term, at the end of the summer, the amount of discussion that you have placed in the online discussion forum, the UNCRC online discussion forum, will result in how great your online participation grade is. So in many ways, it's a very easy 10% for you to get because it just requires you to engage with your fellow classmates and with the course on a regular basis. Okay, so that needs to be considered as well. So right away in this course, your first assignment is already out. It's the online assignment. Why are you taking an online course? What's it about? How will you learn online? That's the YouTube video that you're going to post into the the e-learning little spot that's going to be on Moodle. Your second assignment comes out on Monday of next week. It's a UNCRC-based assignment. You'll have the entire month of May to work on it. It's worth 15% of your final grade, and you'll get that right away. Your third part of the course is already out and running starting on Monday, May 8th as well, and that will be the discussion forum, the UNCRC discussion forum. And I'm going to ask you to engage with that all week long next week, in the first week of, or second full week of class, the May 8th week, the first, time you get the assignment to start engaging with the UNCRC with your fellow classmates, and then every single week throughout the rest of the summer, I'm going to ask you to get in there and post at least one thing a week, where you are discussing a little bit about the UNCRC and how the UNCRC connects to the chapter that we've just read. Okay, that's important. But here's the thing now. Once we get to May 15 and we start the John Story book, chapter 1 is what is popular culture. This is where the course gets weird. And what I mean by that is it's very different than any course you've ever taken before. Normally in children's studies, you take a course, and in the course we tell you, me or my fellow professors, we tell you everything you need to know about children. Here's who are children, and here's what they do, and here's what you need to know about them, and here is why we are failing in telling you, and here, all that. And that's all important. And that's all valuable, because in years 1 and 2 and 3, and for some of you even in year 4, that's built the base of knowledge. So now you have this base of knowledge in place about what does it mean to be a childless scholar? What does it mean to study children's studies? What does it mean to take a child-centered or focused approach to the lives of children, both locally and globally? And that's awesome, because that's what we want to do in this program. In this course, we read nothing about children. After we're finished the UNCRC and we get into the John Story text, there is no more mention of children. Story mentions children marginally in his text. He talks about culture. And in this course, what we are going to do is we are going to study the study of culture. How do people study culture? How do people study popular culture? What is the historical ways, the lenses through which scholars have studied culture? Because cultural studies is an essential part of children's studies. Critical theory from cultural studies is essential to children's studies. And if we want to be the type of adult allies who help children in their lives achieve more access to the decision-making processes when those decisions directly affect their lives, if we want to be allies in that struggle and work with children, then what we need is to understand a cultural studies approach to children's studies. So in this course, we study cultural studies. What is cultural studies? How does cultural studies work? How do we study popular culture? From a variety of different lenses. And we look at the historical processes in place that have allowed for these different ways of studying popular culture to come forward. And along the way, with every single chapter, you are the expert, not me. You are the expert. John Story will tell you about what is popular culture. He'll tell you about psychoanalysis. He'll tell you about gender and sexuality studies, or race and racism studies. He'll tell you about culturalism, or he'll tell you about Marxism. And you, the expert in children's studies, because now you are in 4th year, you, the expert in children's studies, you will tell me about how that matters, or connects, or appears, or is important and valuable to the study of children's lives and the representation of children in children's studies. So here in this course, you are the expert. And every single week on Monday, you will get a task that I will put forward just like this. I will come on, I will give you a little video, I'll post it on Monday, and I'll say, hi everyone, this week for John Story, you are reading chapter 4. Here is your task for this week. As you read chapter 4, think about the following ideas or questions, and by Friday, please post A or B or C. A or B or C will be a writing assignment, it will be a video-based assignment like this where you will do a YouTube video, or it may be another task. And you will have the week to complete it and then to post it, okay, by the Friday. I give you Monday, you give me Friday back. This will be our schedule starting for you on the 15th of May. 15th of May, I will post chapter 1's assignment, and then on the Friday of that week, you will post chapter 1's assignment completed. And this will be our pattern then from that point forward for the rest of the summer until we get to the final exam. Each one of those weekly posts is worth 5% of your total grade. There are 11 of them, one for every chapter in the John Story book. Now, a little bit about the John Story book. Not only does it not talk about children, so get ready for that, because you are going to be the one who's going to be making the connections to children's studies. Not only does it not talk about children, it's a little bit different than most of the books you've read before. So sometimes it's going to be a little bit challenging, maybe a little bit head scratching, a little bit of what, like, you know, but just work your way through it. And remember that John Story is telling a story about how do we study popular culture, or how have we studied popular culture, and what are the ways, and why is it valuable or important, and how did they study it like that, and, you know, and what are the impacts. And you are going to be taking those connections to children's studies and making them yourselves along the way. People often say, Steve, I don't want the stuff on Monday and have to give it to you Friday. That's too short a timeline. And I say to you, it's the first day of class and you have the entire syllabus in front of you. You have one book to read for the entire summer. So if you want to start reading right now, go for it. And as long as you are consistent with your reading, whether you read the whole book at once or one chapter a week, it's totally up to you. You have one book for the entire summer. So you have more than enough time to complete the weekly tasks, because in this class, as we talked about in the last video, it's roughly 10 hours a week worth of work. So that means on Monday, I give you the assignment, and by Friday, you have basically 10 hours to complete that. And I will never give you an assignment that takes more than 10 hours. And if it does, then there's a problem in the way in which I've communicated it, which is possible, or the way in which you've internalized it and then tried to reproduce the assignment itself. So start reading now. You have only one book. You can read over the weekend, so that way when you get the post on Monday, you know where to go. Or you can read the whole book now, or you can wait, and then when you hear the assignment, then read Monday, looking for what that may be, and then produce Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All the dates are there. All the assignments will come out on the Mondays. They're all due on the Fridays. You can mark it all in your agenda right now. And going forward, be ready to absolutely go and to rock this course. The last thing that you'll need to do for this course to be successful is the final exam. It will be posted on July 31st, which is the final day of class, and then you will have a short time to complete the assignment itself. On the syllabus, I have it marked as a day just for the final exam, or a week just for the final exam, and that's kind of what will happen. We'll post that on the 31st, and you'll have 7 days from the 31st to complete the assignment that is posted there, and then turn it in, and then you're done for the summer. And for many of you, you'll be done university as well, so congratulations to get there. The summer can be challenging, the summer can be difficult, the summer can be isolating, but I am here. Connect with me, especially in a course like this. I'm going to get you engaging with each other in some of your activities. I'm going to try and get you to think about everything you've learned in children's studies up until this point, and then to really tap into that and expand. So I'm really looking forward to the course itself and to your success in this course. And again, reach out to me at any point, sgennaro@yorku.ca, if you need help in any way. You know, don't wait. Don't get lost in the summer. I'm here, and the course is very doable. The workload is very doable. The reading is very manageable. It's just going to be a little different than what you've done before. So I hope the course is enjoyable for you, and I hope you're very successful. And yeah, thanks for watching. Good luck.